Hey guys, we're back for our last video of the week and we're talking about composite space figures. So a composite space figure is a figure that combines two or more figures. Okay, when it comes to finding the volume, and that's what we're going to be doing in this section, okay, the volume of a composite space figure is the sum of the volumes of the figures that are combined. So if we have two figures, we find their volumes, add them together, and that would be the volume of the composite space figure. Okay, let's look at some of the formulas. We have cylinder, pyramid, cone, prism, sphere, hemisphere, and half cylinder. And I kind of drew a picture of what goes with that figure. This is a cylinder. It's my bad pyramid. That's my cone. This is a prism. This would be a rectangular prism. This is a sphere, hemisphere. We cut it in half. A half cylinder, I basically take this cylinder and I cut it in half. It's self-explanatory. These are the formulas, okay? I really want to talk about this one right here. This is the area of the base. Remember that. This capital B means area of the base. The lowercase h's are heights, and in this case, this one's also height. This is length times width times height. Okay? R would be radius. Pi is pi, okay? It's 3.14. So these are the given formulas. You do not have to write these down. You could pause the video at any time so that if you want to copy it down, or you can just take a moment to look at it and read it over. Okay? We're going to be using some of these formulas in the next part of this video to solve some of our questions. Okay? So let's look at number 1. These are our together questions. So we have a cylinder plus a hemisphere. We're given the dimensions of both of those, and we have 10 feet and 40 feet for the cylinder and 6 feet for diameter for the hemisphere. So we have to find the volume of the cylinder and the volume of the hemisphere in order to find the composite space figure's volume. Okay, so I take my formula for this volume of a cylinder and I'm going to plug my values in. So R is 10, so it goes in there, and then H is 40, so it goes right in there, okay? Then I simplify it. Pi is 3.14. 10 squared is 100, 10 times 10, okay? And then 40, bring it down. Multiply these three numbers together, and I get 12,560 feet, and it's cubed because it's volume, okay? Next one, the volume of the hemisphere. Okay, we're given the diameter is 6, but I need the radius. So I take my diameter and divide it by 2 to get my radius, which is 3. So now I have 2/3 times pi, which is 3.14, times my radius cubed. Okay, so I bring down 2/3, bring down 3.14. 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3, okay, which would be 27. Multiply these three numbers together, and you get 56.52, okay? And that's feet cubed again. Now, in order to find our composite space figure's volume, we have to take this volume, add it together to give us a total volume of the figure. So basically what we just did is these two figures are combined to make one figure, and we found the volume of the entire figure by splitting it apart, adding it together. So the cylinder plus the hemisphere would look something maybe like this. Okay, it would probably be like a house. We could make this into a house. Okay? Or you see like those water towers that are around. Okay? Let's move on to the next question. Prism and half cylinder. I am not going to try to draw these together, okay? But we're just going to roll with it and solve our math. So a prism's dimensions are 12, 4, and 11. That's the length times width times height. So I know for my volume of my prism is length times width times height. Okay, so we're going to use that one. So all we're going to do is we're going to plug in 12, 4, and 11. When we multiply those together, 12 times 4 times 11 in our calculator, we should get 528 inches. And then it's cubed because it's volume. Okay, over here, the half cylinder, we have V equals 1/2 pi r squared h. Bring down the half. Pi is 3.14. My radius is 6 squared times my h, which is 4. Just enough room. Okay? So now I'm just going to simplify one more time. I bring down the half, 3.14. 6 squared, 6 times 6, 36 times 4. Okay? Multiply all these together. We get that the volume is 226.08 inches cubed. Okay, remember, we're just going to take these two and add them together. So 528 plus 226.08. I add them together and I get 754.08 inches cubed. Okay? So solve for this, add them together to get the last one. Okay? Last question before you guys can submit my work and enjoy maybe your weekend. Okay? So we have a sphere and a cone. So our sphere, we have the radius is 6 centimeters and the cone has a radius of 8 centimeters and a height of 12 centimeters. So we're going to solve for this volume, solve for this volume, and then we're going to add them to solve for that volume. Okay, so this one's 4/3 pi r cubed. This one is 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, so we're going to just plug it in. So we have 4/3 times pi, 3.14. Our radius for our sphere was 6. Make sure you read it right, okay? 6 cubed. So 4/3 times 3.14. 6 cubed, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. We multiply all these together. The volume should be 904.32, and that's centimeters cubed. Okay, last one over here. So we take 1/3 times pi, 3.14 times our radius, which for our cone is 8, squared times our height, which is 12. Bring it down, 1/3 times 3.14. 8 squared, 8 times 8, 64 times 12. Multiply all these together and you should get 803.84, and that's centimeters, it's volume, so it's cubed. Okay, we're going to add these together. So we do 904.32 plus the 803.84. Okay, we add those together and we should get 1,708.16 centimeters cubed. So that would be our final answer. Remember, you can feel free to pause this. Remember to send me any questions that you may have, and don't forget to show your work. Let me know if you have any questions. Watch this video as many times as you need to. Remember, don't stress out. You guys got this. Have a good weekend.